Hey there. What's up? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How's your day going? Glad to hear. Take your time. Still there? That's a great place to start. Strip away the bubble baths and the fancy face masks, and self care is really just the quiet, unglamorous work of keeping yourself functioning. It's about setting a boundary when you're exhausted or actually going to bed on time. Basically, it's the discipline of not neglecting yourself. What's the next question? I'm not sure I can answer that for you. Since that's a personal reflection, you're the only one who knows. When did it actually happen? That's a tough one to answer for me too. Since you're the one living it, you've got the best vantage point. Which one of those is actually calling for attention right now? I'm leaning toward the stuff that doesn't feel like a task, like those tiny repetitive things that just drain your battery without you noticing. Maybe it's a cluttered desk or just the feeling of always being on for other people. What usually feels like I'll let you get back to your list. What's next? I think you mean a guilt trip, right? Most people feel like they're stealing time from their work or family when they actually just need a break. Do you feel that way when you step away? That's a classic. Thinking you're just not a disciplined person usually just means you haven't found a system that actually fits how your brain works. Do you think you're being too hard on yourself with the rules you've set? Usually it's a choice between the internal critic or the negotiator. Some people go straight to "I'm a failure," while others try to bargain their way back into a good streak. Which one sounds more like you? What's the next one? Self care is about maintenance, while indulgence is about a reward. One is like putting oil in your car so it doesn't break down. The other is taking the car for a joyride. Self care is often the boring stuff like drinking water or saying no to a late night project. That actually makes you feel better in the long run. Indulgence is that temporary high that usually leaves you feeling the same or even worse the next morning. Does that distinction make sense? Got it. Any more? The ego loves to tell you that you're the exception to the rule. It's that voice saying one more rep or just one more hour of work because it views exhaustion as a weakness rather than a biological limit. It turns self destruction into a badge of honor. Do you tend to push through the pain just to prove you can? You'd stop treating sleep like a luxury. Everything would shift from "I'm wasting time" to "I'm recharging my battery so I can actually perform stuff." You'd probably find that you get more done in 4 focused hours than you do in 8 hours of exhausted grinding. Does that feel like a mindset you could actually get behind? Oh, y Drinking a full glass of water right when you wake up. Simple, takes 10 seconds, and basically tells your brain it's time to start the day. What else is on your list? You're talking about habit stacking. It's basically anchoring a new habit to something you already do on autopilot, like brushing your teeth or making coffee. If you wanna start meditating, you don't just find time for it, you tell yourself, "After I pour my coffee, I'll sit for 2 minutes." To be able said, definitely, definitely. Does that sound like something that would fit into your morning? Just ticking off your first and hardest task of the day. It's a small win, but it kills the procrastination beast early and makes everything else feel like a downhill slide. Did you tackle your frog today? It's a tough balance. It's about knowing when a routine is a tool and when it's a cage. A good system should give you a skeleton to lean on, not a straitjacket that makes you panic if you miss one day. Flexibility is just the self care part of a routine, knowing when to pivot because life actually happened. Do you feel like your current routines are too rigid? Or for you? That's a question only you can answer. When did you actually last say no to a work request to save your evening? It stops you from reacting from a place of lack. When you're not constantly beating yourself up, you don't feel the need to be defensive or right all the time. It makes it easier to actually listen to the other person because you're not too busy managing your own internal crisis. Does that resonate with how you handle arguments? Mhm. It turns the focus from the end goal to the process. Instead of obsessing over a number on a scale or a specific physique, you focus on the fact that you're becoming the kind of person who doesn't miss a workout. It's the belief that your health isn't a fixed state you're born with, but something you can iterate on. Do you usually focus more on the result or the habit itself? Tell them that self care isn't a luxury or a trend. It's basically the operational maintenance of being a human. Remind them that the most productive thing they can do is often the most boring: getting enough sleep, setting a boundary, and having the grace to be imperfect. If you don't take care of the engine, the car isn't going anywhere, no matter how hard you push the pedal.